naked eye, you can see light bending a prism, just like poetry begins in delight and ends in wisdom is the principle of it. I get a rush when it's done right. The sunlight shines when anyone writes rhymes that rhyme properly. The line between proclamation and prophecy, the line between expression and intellectual property, between the trees and the forest, between the needs and the forage, between the peas and the porridge, between the verse and the chorus excuse for MCs scoring the booth, ignoring the truth and putting it in stores for the youth is the market share, the glare of the stage lights. You wage life like a war on the streets, end up with post-traumatic stage fright, afraid of the test, afraid of arrest, afraid of the rest of your life passing before the calendar turns, afraid the crowd turns against you when the lights melt the artifice. I wonder why you even want to try to be a part of this.
Don't need no Glock or deck just to prove my point. I let my glory be the never every aspect is vivid. The only way the true lyricist could up and make it. Don't need no Glock or deck just to prove my point. I let my glory be the never every aspect is vivid. The only way the true lyricist could never make it.
I speak freely, seek to uplift with potent words spoken, hoping words put together with thought can rock the metronome, get the message home with every measure so you get your own. To reach deep is my endeavor, let me set the tone, making an impression by letting the session beckon blessings, the essence progressing through life, getting it right the first time, trying out the problem, sounding out solutions. I'm never out the blues, just learning my way, earning my pay for dues, never play to lose. When I say I use phrases to turn the tides, poetry wise, I mean I made the rules I followed, but I'm informed by the many that came before. I took this avocation to heart and brought my views to the game, suggesting you do the same, cause if not, then who's to blame? But one wrote, response reduces every symphony to one note. That's why I'm stepping up my efforts. I chose to compose and drop flows independent like Jim Jefferson.
Don't need no Glock or deck just to prove my point. I let my glory be the never every story, every aspect is vivid. The only way the true lyricist could ever make it. Don't need no Glock or deck just to prove my point. I let my glory be the never every story, every aspect is vivid. The only way the true lyricist could ever make it.
I'm in a phase of humble beginnings, but not despising the days. I ride the wave, hoping the next wall collapses before the crest falls. I'm saying yes, yes, y'all, to stress the start of my verses disperses through underground channels while ladies fatten their purses immersed in rhythmic schism between flows and the beat of a drum driven by living through words chosen to be coming from close to the heart like ventricles, tangled in the tentacles, serving my pen and sentence to life in a world that don't seem sensible. On principle, I refuse to be defeated. I needed to meet the challenge head on, or else be dead on arrival. My survival represents the last testament against detriment. My will withstands through desperate times, despite the world is tested.
Overcome the odds is the only decision. Overcome the odds is the only decision. Overcome the odds is the only decision.
Sometimes my life's machinations about what's a pattern and what's an aberration. My saturation point for duration through trials is at the breaking point. That's when I'm making points brief, taking control of the situation like Joint Chiefs. I speak with economy. I'm on the road to where I wanna be, but still struggle to find autonomy. I'm swearing solemnly, I see it up ahead in the distance, but this tends to have to take the backseat. When I need roadside assistance, I showed my commitment. It went from investment to business. At least I meant business and stayed invested. The antithesis of played is rested. I work hard at full strength. I live the days aiming to take every single full length.
Overcome the odds is the only decision. Overcome the odds is the only decision. Overcome the odds is the only decision.
I'm ready to enter the next phase, the days of success, waging the next war against the blockades life puts in front of me. Confronting the odds, evenly matched this time. Pack this rhyme with optimistic visions. I see myself at the summit after this climb. I'm counting the minutes Cause in one I'll find a moment. If success is reached in many miles, each step is a component and I'm a part of it. Still haven't mastered the art of it. Analyze my brush strokes, my technique is far from cutthroat. No matter what boat you ride in, if it sinks, you better swim. And I swim better cause I've been better off dead and still unfettered by the grim letters life spelled out. I wasn't locked in, negotiated terms, and I held out for better options.
Come the odds, odds is the only decision. Overcome the odds is the only decision. Overcome the odds is the only decision. Overcome the odds is the only decision.
This song is dedicated to everybody out there trying to live the American dream. To have more money than you could ever spend and never have to lift a finger. And it goes a little something like this. Feel like I'm coming from the edge of the game, trying to stay in and build, paying my dues with the remainder after paying my bills on the rails and fighting off the feeling that I'm failing. The fate that I'ma win in is the death of a salesman. It pales in comparison. Sometimes it's straight embarrassing decisions I have to make to stay ahead of the foe. But real life defies the ride. Sometimes a wise compromise you despise is still the way to try to go for the goal. I'm working hard for the money. Nobody's treating me right, so every night I scratch a ticket hoping for riches untold. So it's ironic that my paycheck is smaller than the quarter I use to scratch the surface when my fortune unfolds. But now the odds are with me. I can't believe I hit the jackpot. I got more money than if I ran 57 crack spots. I look back at the time I had to rush for the last 10 years, busting my ass and it was just for the cash. But now I'm set for life, and afterlife when I'm in heaven for a 6-minute visit to the 7-Eleven. It's kind of funny how life goes, but funny or not, hey yo, I get money, money I got. Got my money from the lottery, spend it on collectible pottery till the voice in the back of my head said, can't you see philanthropy's the plan you need to get with? So I got with it good, making donations to the causes that I thought that I should. I saved the churches and the birches and the manatees and the shellfish. Sit the hell with purchases and vanity and being selfish. I can help with the cash. I knew I could have helped myself and just stashed it in my mattress, but I felt with the cash. You lend a helping hand and I wasn't thinking reciprocity. The people started to take advantage of my generosity. Quite possibly the last straw is the basketball court, the recreation sports center that I built for the kids. But when they grew to become the big baller, money grabbing, having everything they wanted, always flaunting the way that they lived, I was like, damn man, they never had to fight for a thing. I gave my riches so that they could have the life of a king. They what uplifted me, it's sort of what I see is an epiphany. If I was on the ropes, I wonder what people would give to me. The switch is on, I'm about to stick it to these bitches playing down and out. I found an accountant to stash my riches on the surface. I'm on the bench and being quiet on the fact that I'm essentially set for life, with money growing exponentially. To them I hit the bottom and went out like a star, and now every other month I get a brand new car.
Every other month I get a brand new car.
Now I'm sliding into hiding, riding the myth that I built, thinking I cheated to win the game, but I can live with the guilt. I'm not the first to play the system, grabbing cash by the fistful. It's a dog-eat-dog world. I'm just playing the pitbull. Is that wishful thinking? Sometimes the pain inside burns. I yearn to have the wealth, and now I have to come to terms with my fraudulent acts. But still I pardon my past, under the influence of affluence, disregarding the facts, and I don't have to face it. Cause when I get back to basics, I'm faceless. There ain't no way for anyone to trace this. I made it, so any remaining guilt I feel's minimal. Cause I'm no worse than any common white-collar criminal. At least that's what I'm telling myself. I'm on the shelf trying to justify reasons that I shouldn't be disgusted by. My lust for the gold and I'm about to unfold. I take my walk and at the end I'm coming in from the cold. But on the road I catch a truck on the wrong side. I'm struck, fate swings, and now I'm left in a ditch like Stephen King. Recovery is hard on me, bothered by bodily injuries. Still it seems to me as if I hit the lottery. I hobble in the courtroom trying to win an Academy Award just for playing up my injuries dramatically. $1 million settlement, and now I'm convinced that life is a labyrinth of dollars and cents.
Life is a labyrinth of dollars and cents. Every other month I get a brand new car. Life is a labyrinth of dollars and cents.
When night falls, the city lights keep my life illuminated. Many nights I lay awake with my thoughts and ruminated on days past or maybe even days to come. A phrase would run through my head until I raised the sun. But not apparent was the measure of the lessons I trade to gain experience to build on the impressions I made under me, under the influence of the confusion of life. Knowing that when I make it to the conclusion of life, I can stand to block the sun. So night falls on the people I left behind. Till then my presence is best defined by words spoken from the depths of mind to transport you from the present to the best of times. I'm death defined, trying to give the future the best design. Press rewind and you'll see me navigating the path awaiting the open door at the end of the hallways. Living life is my passion, I'm loving you always. Because I'm always aiming for the places that I wanna be. Always looking at choices laid out in front of me. Always making the decisions that are gonna be helping me keep my balance through the challenges confronting me. Always trying to find a way to make connections. Always chopping the breaks up into sections. Always knowing that I'm destined for selection of decisions that'll take me in a positive direction. Because I'm always looking for small ways to build up from the ground, breaking through, making true life the foundation. So from my station in life, I'm found making profound statements around, making sound, break the barrier to carry the weight. I make each statement great when I speak the phraseology to solidly state the quality rates higher than anybody can take. It sets the gold standard and known handed, rocking the breaks, talking the greats and talking straight. Why they gotta be fake? They're making more for every verse than I can probably make. Throughout my lifetime I'm working hard to properly make the rate of truth spoken more than just some property. I'm dropping these and copping these. It's got to be beyond needing to mention, cause I'm always bringing something to help you relieve your tension. Always bringing something that'll capture your attention. Always bringing something to expand your comprehension. Because I'm always aiming for the places that I wanna be. Always looking at choices laid out in front of me. Always making the decisions that are gonna be helping me keep my balance through the challenges confronting me. Always trying to find a way to make connections. Always chopping the breaks up into sections. Always knowing that I'm destined for selection of decisions that'll take me in a positive direction. The phrase turn to cadence. And my man Cee-Rock the Fury.
Got your back, Cade.
Collaboration.
No doubt.
It's in the pocket.
In the what? 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 In the what?
In the pocket.
In the what? In the what? In the get 'em.
What you bought doesn't matter if you're living your dreams. A fat pocket stretches the stitches, enriches split seams. And what's worse than being left without the scratch you used to spend when your pants are torn up, and now you can't afford to mend them. My addendum to the message offered in this memorandum is the plan to live in tandem with life's random authority. Cause fake can raise the stakes and make you pay for your wealth. When you examine your priorities, have faith in yourself. Seems like everybody's trying to find a way for themselves, never making it cause they're busy separating separating themselves, fearing the next man has got them falling prey to the balderdash, moving out of the cities into the suburban cul-de-sacs. With all these acts are trying to maximize, cats are living 9 lives without connection to the people standing next to them. So if you ask me how to play a part, then my response would be, instead of filling your pockets, try to empty the response.
It's in the pocket, whether you try to fill them or try to pick them. Working hard for a living or out on a corner stick.
It's in the pocket, whether you're broke or you're stacked with wealth. If you're in it to make a difference or you're out for yourself.
It's in the pocket, whether you try to fill them or try to pick them. Working hard for a living or out on a corner stick.
It's in the pocket, whether you're broke or you're stacked with wealth. If you're in it to make a difference or you're out for yourself.
The topic is P-O-C-K-E-T-S. We all wanna fill them, but some methods doing my BS. Steadily breaking the rules, intentions of crew. Using 40 acres and a mule, concept is few. With enough luck, crews get stuck and lose big bucks. Praying on your cats so they can live like Scrooge McDuck. A contrary universe from Ganidi. The way of greedy or G-R-double-E-D. I don't recommend one of 7 deadly sins. One of some time instead of mine, some heads be in. Better zip it up and block it. I'm like a pool table with no holes, you ain't getting in my pockets. So please stop it, I surveillance the game and clock it. Because sometimes the hands are quicker than the optics. Instead of getting degrees, they get the greeds by developing maniacal deeds to go succeed by any means. Even double crossing their own teams, cutting throat schemes to the cream, I'm flossing the beam. But your plan has a couple of flaws, cause while you're scamming on your fam, there's always a man planning for
it's
yours.
In the pocket, whether you're trying to fill them or trying to pick them. Working hard for a living or out on the corner sticking.
It's in the pocket, whether you're broke or you're stacked with wealth. If you're in it to make a difference or you're out for yourself.
It's in the pocket, whether you're trying to fill them or trying to pick them. Working hard for a living or out on the corner sticking.
It's in the pocket, whether you're broke or you're stacked with wealth. If you're in it to make a difference or you're out for yourself. Yeah, that's right. I know, and you know, what me and Cadence is talking about on this song. You all got pockets. Y'all know the scenario. Y'all know how cats are these days, man. Keep an eye on your pocket, front and back. Got eyes lurking around, yo. They ain't getting mine. They ain't getting Cadence. They ain't getting none of my clique. We got our eyes on our pockets. Make sure you keep an eye on yours. Watch your pockets. That's all I gotta say. Heed the words. Watch your pockets. Every day, all day.
I'm playing Webster and defining ways of combining life and rhyming, and I've been mining all the clouds with a silver lining, and I'm in the prime climbing the time splintered off. In the soft recesses, my brain stresses messages to primary assault. Powered by battery of pessimists, guessing this is secondary strategy. I never tangle the wrong joints with the right angle. With newfangled lyricism, lacks rhythm, I strangle mics, wrangle words, hang with the best of my controllers. The forefathers, the one, the right to hold the crowd at attention. I'm proud that I'm inching closer to the goals I set. Don't care where you think I'm supposed to get. I set ways for the x-rays of the next phrase to get plays before they get out of cassette phase. Bring the Y to the present like an ING. Because before the mastering, I must display the mastery. At last I see how it has to be. How the die was cast for me. I feel the heat because the torch is passed to me. It's no catastrophe. Success follows the best laid plan. A self-made man, cause I'm not afraid to take a chance.
Take a chance.
Wherever you live, whoever you are,
Take a chance.
wherever you live, whoever you are,
Take a chance.
wherever you live, whoever you are, wherever you live,
One man, one stands for one or twos, one to win and one to lose. Sometimes I wonder when inspiration will come again, but then I'm struck, structural roughs, the buck stops, rushes the rough spots. I lose touch with what stops me from designing to dominate. Challenge and find my balance attack stacks up, cause I'm innately talented while shallow kids are plumbing the depths. I'm running checks for who's gone wrong while claiming that they're coming correct. Under the next step of the phrase, turning them into it. And I'm under the impression many are under the influence, but the lead pencil is what I find influential. The habits got me, I gravitate to it, nothing can stop me. The test rise, the best lives to get wise, so let's rise. Open your eyes and just enjoy the view. The new joint contains a viewpoint, rhymes with opinions, and I'm taking a stance, even if it means taking a chance.
Take a chance.
wherever you live, whoever you are,
Take a chance.
wherever you live, whoever you are,
Take a
mics, reduce the sentence to time served. Observing laws of principle, bringing you instrumentals in my words. In incremental doses, I show this a foot at a time. Force event the continental proportions put in my rhymes. I'm externalizing eternal thought when I step in with it. The proof is more than the kernel, cause this is general truth. It's contemplation on a plate, statements are complicated. I'm obligated to propagate it properly and not approximated. I stated gracefully, the phrase painted a picture with words. When poetry occurs to me, the burden's heard in certain passages. Grasp for this craft, try to master this. So after this, my record won't appear next to an asterisk. Cause that's the risk of passing time like time's past. The last time's rhymes, the last time's rhymes. The last time's rhymes last, a past prime on that rhyme shine. So I'm advancing the handsome rewards of ransom and some praise bubbles like waters dancing, not enhancing the facts. Laying hands on the flat black platter. Select a track and travel through bands of the wax at land's end. I glance at the Atlantic, never forsaken, and send a message back about another chance. Take it.
Take a chance.
Wherever you live, whoever you are.
Take a chance.
Wherever you live, whoever you are.
Take a chance.
Wherever you live, whoever you are. Wherever you live,
Take a chance.
Let me emphatically state this. DJs should definitely rotate this platter heavily, cause every spin reveals a depth within the stanza plan to serve as my statement of purpose. The phrase turn horizon high above the surface, cause platinum's worthless. If the music isn't priceless, that's why a purchase can never make my verses the nicest. Too many records are flat, that's why I'm making mine spherical, keeping content lyrical. So when you hear it, you see I spin wax and then tracks are born out of well-worn final discs. Prepare to ride the snare to the final kicks, a flick of the wrist. I'm dropped into the mix, to radiate from the city out into the sticks. I try to satiate the appetites of those that remember 88 by making great songs, cause back in 88 songs were stronger. They came in straight doses, I held them close to my heart, and I used most of my cash to most of my stash. But now it's like a 50-yard dash, cause in a flash MCs are finished. To me the music is diminished. Sometimes I feel like I'm running too, but I take time with the rhyme, cause yo, that's what I do.
I take fake cards, eat them like fake cards.
I shoot slow with my brain just like a rifle.
I analyze.
I expand on parameters.
I get nice.
Professional producer of hip-hop songs.
I get right to the point of compositions. I don't bang bang or shoot out bang bang.
I speak clearly so you can
Right now, I
understand.
need a GS. I'm home with my VS. On the humble, but I speak right through my cheap mic. I never mumble, I stumble through. My studio's small, but I use it well, son. Hold it down. Controlling 8 tracks like Ricky Nelson. So why you claim the superstar status for all your platters? I'm flattered if I'm ignored in the stores. I know what matters is how it sounds when it's finished. See all the studio gimmickery's mimicry. So not having it all could never limit me. Syllables sounded out with symmetries, giving me light, giving me mic. And while you clean your living in life, I've risen to heights unimaginable. I got a passion for creating music, not just trying to be fashionable. Cadence crashes through barricades and navigates the narrow path. No repentance, serving sentence sequential till it's a paragraph. Half the world don't have to burst at the seams. I'm just happy for every person that seems to be feeling what I'm revealing, reeling off musical pieces to support my thesis. So keep this deep, cause I see cheapness is close to weakness. So if you're feeling like I'm talking to you, I hope you're leaving with a better understanding of what I do. I shoot slow so my brain just like a rifle.
I analyze.
I expand on parameters.
I get nice.
Professional producer of hip-hop songs.
I get right to the point of compositions. I don't bang bang or shoot out bang bang.
I speak clearly so you can understand.
thinking that you might cause fright, the pen's mightier. And I can write all night. I stand strong with long stanzas coming strapped to the hilt. Practically built an arsenal, so while you're acting the guilt, you're off kilter now with the filter down sound. I'm telling it. The handwriting is plain, and when I'm spelling it, my rep is that I've never been lax. My syntax is to the letter, so I'm better when I get up in tracks. And in fact, you'll find my content stands against the preponderance of con men. Getting on then, spreading the nonsense. I ask them how they think their music can last when it's pretense. Before they become a part of the past tense, the last chance to see in hip-hop for what it is, an opportunity to speak and be heard. Be on the business communication. You got a chance to shed light in your verse. The sword star, but the pen is the mic.
Nowadays the pen is mightier than the sword. Nowadays the pen is mightier than the sword. Nowadays the pen is mightier than the sword. Nowadays the pen is mightier than the sword.
I'm not your knight in shining armor about to brandish a sword, but hearing all these tall tales got me outlandishly bored. I want more, cause even I can grab the mic and play hardcore. We know that it's hard, now a solution is called for. I'm all for bringing all your thoughts to the front, but when you're front claiming your thoughts are all the shots and the blunts, I start to wonder why you're trying to get a foot in the door. Cause what's the sense of being heard when everyone's heard it before? Heard the lies more times from more guys than you claim you're rolling with. Claim you're holding it down with more young cannibals than rolling gift, knowing it's just a story. If the imagery was clearer, you can stand up to the image and look yourself in the mirror. But now, checking your own reflection is another advisement. So tech and designer labels, your life is an advertisement. What's the prize when you're living life to follow the script? My life is more than running lines. I'm also writing this shit.
Nowadays the pen is mightier than the sword. Nowadays the pen is mightier than the sword. Nowadays the pen is mightier than the sword. Nowadays the pen is mightier than the sword.
Why should a child have to question a place in this world? A young boy trying to find his way through the pressures that life presents, facing the elements bare. When unprepared for complication, he learns to stare down anyone prepared for confrontation. The prime lesson's aggression as if his nature's to kill. If you don't teach him otherwise, then it's certain he will. The message sentence, he's a slave to it. Never show weakness caught up, keep his guard up from start up, teach him be brave through it. Now he's thinking the only road to prominence is dominance. Farming this till my last breath, I'm an inch closer to death unless I get aggressive. Assess the threat of the rest of the pack. I'm pressing to action, attract attention, attack. Facts are secondary. Aiming for status that's legendary. Stepping clearly into line with the giver man a weapon theory. It used to be you learn to work hard, but not to trade hard times for hard times served. But things change, now you act hard. Blame hard times for hard crimes and take a hard line with other people doing the same. Or else you bottle it up till it's hard to tell which is scarier. A dark alley or a suburban school cafeteria. The dreariest side of life can only truly remain if you refuse to learn the lesson success is truly attainable. To set goals and do the work it takes to reach them. These are lessons in life, but somebody has to teach them. To give life's lessons a chance to set in, you have to live life. And circumstances you get in provide the answers to the questions that we learn life from. So if you've learned a lesson in life, teach the young. Because to give life's lessons a chance to set in, you have to live life. And circumstances you get in provide the answers to the questions that we learn life from. So if you've learned a lesson in life, teach the child have to question a place in this world. A young girl trying to rise up, surrounded by eyes that try to size up, though they want a woman. In her they see feminine forms, still further from growing up than from the day she was born. Looking for trust, she just tries to live life. She must rise to the world in a society that views her with lust. She learns to hide behind mass-produced identity, to blend with the crowd enough to pass, but still sleep with the enemy. At times pretend to be glad to risk it all, so she can fall submissive to the will of the aforementioned protagonist. If we could go back and just tell tell her the facts. Give unconditional love so she can live knowing there's nothing she lacks. Teach her the vital rules, never to fail. She's not entitled to her own course through the seas instead of sticking to title pools. She's priceless, even if left to her own devices. But we can help her survive instead of driving her into crisis. Do we have to just watch this happen again and again? Confusing young girls with women and young boys with men. No time to grow through the phases of life we all go through. So many lessons we learned, and yet we manage to teach so few. To give life's lessons a chance to set in, you have to live life. And circumstances you get in provide the answers to the questions that we learn life from. So if you've learned a lesson in life, teach the young. To give life's lessons a chance to set in, you have to live life. And circumstances you get in provide the answers to the questions that we learn life from. So if you've learned a lesson in life, teach the young. Like all great love stories, this is a true love story. The Ballad of Sallie Mae. I met this girl when I was greener than the grass, and what I loved most, she had so much cash. I was trying to find a way to pay for school. Sallie Mae was cool, she was there for me, treated me like she cared for me, but I wasn't prepared for the long-term commitment, so she held me. And when she held me, I felt healthy, wealthy, and wise. It wasn't the thighs, it was the pockets deeper than sweet eyes. And I was captivated, I had to cop it, I felt hard. I felt that God himself had come to help me. My mind was open, prepared to do anything she would tell me, like the sign. Ink in my life on the dotted line, not knowing what it created. 3 months later, I matriculated on paper, standing alone on campus, playing the big man, never empty-handed, asking for help like Sally planned it. And she was there with me through every semester. But when she's gone, I'll never miss her. Because if you know Sally, like I know Sally, you know it's a short distance between the peaks and the valleys in life. You make decisions that can stay with you, play with you. Hey mister, if you got Sallie Mae with you, there she'll be. Arms open, sent from above, but step carefully. Because between support and love's a wide margin. She drives a hard bargain right from the start. She wants your money just as much as she wants your heart. I wasn't sure it was love, but just as sure as death and taxes, I left school. And Sally's Connects granted me access. I had stress, financially facing the challenge, but knowing Sally helped me through pre-approval, I could usually gain balance. So now it's on to the new. I found it easy living beyond humble means, cause I believe credit was due when I was living simple, with low salary, barely paying Sally back. I felt the plastic could help me carry that, a stopgap, but then before long the rates swirled. The same game that got me contemplating the weight of the world. I don't have time for debating. The bottom line don't have to rhyme, it has to beat the crime rate. And I'm waiting to find Satan to see if he talks the same talk that Sally talk. I understand why some people don't like the way Sally walk, but I walk with her. Though in ways she made life better, I believe blessed are those that never met her. Because if you know Sally, like I know Sally, you know it's a short distance between the peaks and the valleys in life. You make decisions that can stay with you, play with you. Hey mister, if you got Sallie Mae with you, there she'll be. Arms open, sent from above, but step carefully. Because between support and love's a wide margin. She drives a hard bargain right from the start. She wants your money just as much as she wants your heart.
Get me vexed cause he not respected. expecting, neglecting even though I passed mass inspection. Got my sticker on the bottom right, eyes wide open, so I'm never seeing night. On the daylight of my plight, in hindsight, quite nicely sufficing in this art form. Many conform to configure so easily to battle me, but hesitant to get to know the end and take the battle. But when it comes to war,
Cadence
I'm the winner.
Pressed into action, running full court in the sport of rhyming, time and delivery critically, and it's giving me satisfaction watching other rappers selling their soul for the right price. Always hyping the mic skills, but then they're not quite nice. But hip hop is the proper method for expressing my views. Invested in pressing my wax, so if you choose to press snooze, I guess you're losing. That's the price you're gonna have to afford. And when life presses the issue, I'll be pressing record.
Love don't get you through life no more.
Life is comprised of decisions and compromises.
With many problems to solve,
As artists, we got a lot of mistakes.
Love don't get you through life no more.
Life is comprised of decisions and compromises.
with many problems to solve, and circumstances to face.
Right now, I want to talk to you.
You know what? I want to talk about the choices I made along the way to where I am and all the places I stayed, facing the balance between the shine and trying to find a spot in the shade. How creative work was delayed while I slaved to get paid, and found a way to keep the music in my plans. But before the top of the world, I had to stay on top of the world's demands. And when the world invaded, the music waited to imitate life. The lyrics sparked even the darkest hour can stay light.
Almost regret wasting time with some I thought had the same intentions. They know who they are, so there's no need to mention. Just trying to keep inching towards the ultimate outcome, cause there's no way I'm coming out or unraveling. Well traveled, call it nomadic, easy arithmetic, so addict. Kids got charismatic, Socratic delivery, so it's damn nearly divine. Unwinding this aggression that I have in my mind.
Love don't get you through life no more.
Life is comprised of decisions and compromises.
With many problems to solve, and circumstances to face.
As artists, we got a lot of mistakes.
Love don't get you through life no more.
Life is comprised of decisions and compromises.
With many problems to solve, and circumstances to face.
As artists, we got a lot of mistakes.
I make lyrics a prime feature, a key component of how I reach you, whether we're making you jump to your feet or trying to seat you down. To listen close to the way that it coalesces, whether we're bringing the message of flowing, leaving you breathless when I'm showing methods of going the next step. I step this up, and now I'm here cause I was restless to press this up. Let's discuss the ramifications of manifestations of planet quotations, spanning rotations in random locations, withstanding ovations. No panic, I'm making it clear. My reputation is based in making you hear. So would I ever fail to bring satisfaction? Not for a minute, a second, a fraction.
Not for a minute, no a second, no a fraction. Not for a minute, no a second, no a fraction. Not for a minute, no a second, no a fraction. Not for a minute, no a second.
I wouldn't even for a fraction settle for a negative reaction, cause the backspin will get in my way when I'm relaxing. The sleep nights, I know I gotta ride over the beat right. I feel like every word is more syllables I can keep tight. To see light, I try to see the mic as a funnel. My words can ride the track till I reach the end of the tunnel. When the airwaves propel me to your station where we're making conversation on wax. Tell me when you think I'm stating the facts. I'm hell-bent using studio sessions to tell when truth is truer than fiction. So spitting this time well spent. Never bring a senseless sentence with nothing in it. Not for a second or a fraction of a minute.
Not for a minute, no a second, no a fraction. Not for a minute, no a second, no a fraction. Not for a minute, no a second, no a fraction. Not for a minute, no a second, no a fraction.
I would never waste the time it would take to make a rhyme that contains take flight or make light the chances to write. So why you play fight and make like you're leaving rappers battered and bruised? Always claiming you're winning battles when there's nothing to lose. You're making moves, all I see is that you're moving your lips, thinking you're moving butts when all you're really moving is hips. Pure speculation, clearly in every step you're taking is hesitation based on the fact the moves you're really making the costume in. The fact the audience lost you when your content was limited to boasting and posturing. It costs you when you think you hear platinum back, and that's why I never lose focus for a fraction of a second.
A minute, no, a second, no, a fraction. A minute, no, a second, no, a fraction. A minute, no, a second, no, a fraction. A minute, no, a second, no, a fraction.
Getting sweats hitting rock bottom. I delve depths unseen. I fiend hoping I can make it back in 12 steps. But I'm a step and razor close to the edge. I made a pledge to avoid the enemy, to grant me the serenity to stay on top of this. I know the bottom all too well in moments of clarity. My tale's too tall to tell, and I would lie to this microphone for the right to own the outcome. Inhaling the power to change, so I'm out of it when the doubts come. Is it a crime? And if so, isn't my time served in terms of loss of balance in life? Isn't my mind burned to the core? I'm trying to cope with the past and have the last word blasting memories chemically end in pain at a fast blur. At least I'm living. The world won't take me. I take myself out. Till then, standing next to this sweet exorcist helps out. So if I break my promise, it's only to break the tension. But I would sell my soul for just an ounce of prevention. Cause the world is hectic. My life is measured in metrics. For real though, if happiness is measured by the kilo, then I'm in possession. But never get the wrong impression. I'm only trying to teach because I'm still learning my lessons. Stress and struggle only double and they play to my propensity. Eventually they sentence me, ignoring my dependency and census because distribution isn't my intention. Cause I would sell my soul for just an ounce of prevention. I'm one of many empty hearts in this world, bonded in isolation. In my summation, I'm in exile with the population, living for solitary bliss in every hit. And if I have to pay a price for living life, then this is it. If I can't fix the problem, at least the self-medication to fill the soul's holes and in return demand my dedication. That's a relationship that never makes me change, and it rewards me for myself and always takes away my pain. And if I cut it loose, I fear the world would crush me in its wake. Although I know that letting go is just a chance I have to take. In a world where man can willfully kill for the sake of war, I don't see why it's controversial when my own poison's destroying me. I chose that path. I made a trade, so when I paid, I saw the greatest highs in life, even if it was a charade. And though the feeling I achieve is far beyond comprehension, still I would sell my soul for just an ounce of prevention. Cause the world is hectic. My life is measured in metrics. For real though, if happiness is measured by the kilo, then I'm in possession. But never get the wrong impression. I'm only trying to teach because I'm still learning my lessons. Stress and struggle only double and they play to my propensity. Eventually they sentence me, ignoring my dependency. And censor speakers distribution isn't my intention. Cause I would sell my soul for just an ounce of prevention. Said I would sell my soul for just an ounce of prevention. I would sell my soul for just an ounce of prevention. I would sell my soul for just an ounce of prevention. I would sell my soul for just an ounce. 911's the call, all the world watches to destruction unimaginable. I try to fathom the full effects of attack, racked by the question, can the images lie? Is this the consequence we're facing just for scraping the sky? Wishing my eyes deceive me, feeling the weight of the pain, watching towers crumble to dust, wondering what can remain, feeling the anger over something that we couldn't detect, watching reality that looks like it's a special effect, but all too real. I wonder how to heal my pain greatens when retaliation center stage in the eyes of the nation. Man's great inhumanity, the man defies description. The gaping hole in the landscape's a monument to the friction. My inscription on the situation's a statement of love. I recognize this is the element needed to rise above, or else the anger over loss carries the cost of losing compassion, and that's the center point for showing love with reciprocity. And now we've seen the depths of how its absence manifests, and in an act without compassion, we have witnessed the atrocity. We must debate this. We can't afford to recreate this. Dig deep in yourself and find the necessary patience. I feel the hatred too, but when push comes to shove, hate won't defeat hate. Our greatest weapon is love. Fill the world with it. That's what we need to get along. We've seen the worst hatred can bring, now love needs to be strong. Cause lust for vengeance can send us through endless confrontation into living hell. The greatest revenge is living well. What is victory? This time in our history begs the question. Anger mounts, thoughts of vengeance give way to violence. Suggestion, this is heat of passion. Anger and sadness unveiled. In search of justice, bloodlust is sure to help terror prevail after destruction descends from the skies. In the eyes of terrorists, world war would be a dream realized. Would it be victory if we unleash destructive response? Isn't this the very thing the hidden enemy wants? There is no earthly nation at which can direct retribution. The enemy lives in the minds and see death as a solution. The challenge is to confront them, never to run from them, but always to remember that to kill them is to become them. The real victory is if the world's nations can choose to drown out terror with peace. That's when the terrorists lose. So at the start of it, be a part of it. This time in our history calls for us to join together and ride peace to victory. You cannot dictate morality. You cannot perpetuate the fallacy. The powers be the source of all information on how to be. You cannot tower over me expecting me to cower like you hope. Because I've seen it, you cannot even count votes. You cannot speak with candor. You cannot continue to slander the work of true educators. You cannot continue to pander to the business interests of those that invest in driving a Lexus. You cannot execute every minority in Texas. You cannot expect us to follow the religion you practice. You cannot invest in schools if you insist on cutting taxes. You can't reduce the budget and convince us that there's cash in it. You cannot be conservative and claim to be compassionate. Amid 1,000 points of light, you cannot run a lighthouse. You cannot claim that you bring dignity back to the White House. You cannot just sit back and watch the voters' rights get trampled. You cannot fight wars on drugs because you cannot lead by example. You cannot claim the White House just because you own the corridors. You cannot claim the country when you didn't even win Florida. Sometimes I wonder how you made it through your university. You cannot feel the Condoleezza Rice promotes diversity. Your narrow-minded views bring out the worst of me. I'm first to be open to new ideas, but you cannot even converse with me. What's worse is the perversity of you leading our nation. You cannot bomb Saddam simply because your daddy hates him. You cannot start from scratch because of born-again repentances. You cannot speak for me. You cannot even speak in sentences. You cannot place your emphasis on values while you pile your influential family's friends into your cabinet and bow to elder statesmen because you're faking. You cannot lead us, clearly. You could not lead the Rangers past the Yankees to the series. You cannot convince us you don't just hate Clinton because you know you could be president for life and still your interns wouldn't blow you. You cannot toe the line and tell us you have shown the sign and shown the sun on everyone when the economy declined as soon as you took office. You cannot help the rich see profits, cut the taxes at the top, and hope the scraps will fill my pockets. I'll speak freely. You can turn a deaf ear, but you cannot stop this. If knowledge is the key, my friend, then you cannot unlock this. You cannot lock out voters and then win just by a dozen. based on false network projections calculated by your cousin, while your brother and your campaign manager held down the fort. You weren't elected, you had to be selected by the court. Where's the sport? I guess the people's will don't matter no more. The closest victory in history, you won it 5-4. Now you can face the nation, and you can even meet the press. You can say whatever you want at the State of the Union address. You can go crazy, calling your wife the first lady, pretend that you're in control and not the puppet of Dick Cheney. Have the Secret Service follow you, ready to draw their guns. You can play Hail to the Chief and ride around on Air Force One, and you don't have to listen to me. After all, I'm just a resident. So take the Oval Office, but you cannot be my president. Heads trying to be cool, thinking cool heads prevail, acting like the world's a stage and there are tickets for sale. There's no surprises when the curtain rises, cause everyone denies us that life is comprised of decisions and compromises. So I just try to speak clearly so you can understand. Put words together like conjunctions. My only assumption is I got time to live life, see? And if I'm right when I'm finished, I'll be the only one like me. I never follow trends to get ends, I want the means. I know what friends are, I'm not surrounded by fiends. Can you feel this realness? I'm not your typical trying to be down, hanging around. The orbit I travel in is elliptical. I only take direction if I need direction. I make selections but admit that I'm wrong if I need correction. When I strive for perfection, it's not for anyone else. Never settle for being selfish. I am myself.
Difficult as an individual to be an individual. People with opposite views will try to injure you, make you think your morals are wrong when you were walking on the right path all along. Everyone's got an opinion about what you create in your dominion, claiming that they understand your vision. Some may be convincing, you gotta measure people's motive. It's quite essential to know if the advice is sincere and true. Analyze their investment in you. As artists, we've got a lot at stake. Public eyes stay ready to rate. This is the realm where dreams break, and your hopes are other people's jokes. You must be omnipotent to cope. This is why I keep a steady scope. Strive to refine my art endlessly. Study life to be one with its chemistry.